Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk more about the connections between evolution and our mental and emotional balance. Now, this is interesting. Our brain is actually picking up every message it receives and processing it exactly as it should do, even when the message is wrong. Every thought we have, image we see, and words we are going to speak are first processed through that ancient reptilian brain, we can't forget that one, for potential threat. And if it is considered a threat, then the stress response in our brain is activated and our body and mind are automatically and subconsciously instructed how to react. And there lies a potential credibility problem for our body's stress response reaction. You see, for most people, their day-to-day existence is actually pretty calm. Now, by that I mean not dangerous or life-threatening. But because of the huge number of images and storylines we're getting every day from not just our TV news or the movies, but now also from social media, and not to forget the hectic and even toxic pressure of our day-to-day lifestyle for a multitude of reasons. And then we see the news on the evening news, and then we repeat the day's events and conversations with our close friends who are equally influenced, which just confirms to our working mind that it all must be true. And our brain, and in particular the amygdala, sees it all as a very dangerous world. And then our subconscious thoughts, feelings, and emotions align with those potentially threatening influences around us. Goodness me. And that is called the anxiety thought loop. You see, it's a thing. It's real. Now, those thoughts stuck in a loop going round and around tell our reptilian brain that we wouldn't be having such thoughts, feelings, or emotions if it wasn't true. And away the stress response goes again. And that is how we end up in a highly anxious state, even in the middle of the night, when in reality we are tucked up in bed, safe and sound. And it's keeping us nicely stressed, wide awake, and on guard duty for a potential threat that simply does not exist. Now, as we've mentioned in the previous videos, our thoughts can lie, but our ancient reptilian brain still must consider it all and assess it for threat or not. It has to. It's exactly what it does. But to repeat, our reptilian brain doesn't know about TV, war movies, gaming, social media, the news industry, etc., etc., and that it is all coming from our device screen. It's not real, and it's not happening in real time. Much of it we know as entertainment, but our ancient reptilian brain sees it all as real, extremely threatening, and never-ending. It sees our world as a very dangerous place, and our internal body always reacts accordingly. Stress response. And then our thoughts, feelings, and emotions try to match that sense of danger, which keeps us on continual guard duty. And we tend to be in such a rush with our life that we forget to remind ourselves that there are also some really cool and neat things happening around us as well. It's not all bad news. And we forget to stop for a second and consider whether the thoughts, feelings, or emotions we are having are true or not, or is even important enough in our immediate world, worthy of consideration or not. But many individuals end up in a state of chronic anxiety simply because over time they have been actually assisting the gradual imbalance of their mental, emotional well-being by inadvertently perpetuating the idea that their world is indeed a really dangerous place. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, forever. And more than likely, it's not. Now, as we've learnt, us humans are not automatically designed to look for and remind ourselves of the good things in life, because that is not a survival response, and our survival response has first priority over everything. But reminding ourselves of the good things in life is something we must consciously do every day for ourselves, and it's actually called mind management, and it is extremely well studied. Sort of like showing gratitude for the good things that happen at the end of each day not only balances the books, so to speak, but helps to set us up for good sleep by telling our brain that things are fine, no danger, no threat, and it's time for sleep. And every morning setting ourselves up for a good day by telling ourselves about the positive trip we are going to experience throughout our day. Now remember, we're not designed to automatically remind ourselves of the good things in life, but to keep looking for and remind ourselves of the bad and potentially dangerous things. That's ancient evolutionary and a survival trait. It's also well researched and well documented, and it turns out that this process is the opposite side of the stress response. But who knew? Certainly not me. So at this point, if it's of interest to you, I want to refer you to the internationally acclaimed and highly respected neuroscientist, Dr. Caroline Leaf, and any of her books. You can Google or YouTube her, and her books are available in our libraries. Now, all of this positive thought and gratitude has a huge positive influence on the development of those dendrites and telomeres we spoke of in a previous video. So for those of you who don't know, and to cut a long neuroscientific and quantum science story short, dendrites are our actual thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are built and exist from, get this, either positive thoughts and energy or negative thoughts and energy, coming from either ourselves or those around us, which we, as individuals, then reflect in our attitude to our life that we live. Now that energy is the fertilizer that allows those specific dendrites to both grow and exist. And the health of those tiny telomere thingies are an indication of positive energy, long life, and good health, which includes mental and emotional balance. So we're either positive and optimistic, or negative, critical, and on guard, or somewhere in the middle, called balance. That's right, it's an actual flow of positive or negative energy that can even be monitored. It's not a secret anymore. And those dendrites and telomeres can be photographed. Now, for goodness sake, imagine that. Science can now photograph our thoughts, feelings, and emotions growing or fading away. Okay, and with that, we'll finish for today. You have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.